and welcome. We're the Trekking Twosome. I'm Shelby.
I'm Tyler.
And today we're going to take you to Nevada's first state park, right? Yeah,
Yes.
state park. The Valley of Fire, which was established in
1935.
So for this park, it's very pretty, but you'd never know it driving up to it. You would call it somewhat of a sleeper park, right?
Sleeper park.
Yeah. And so with that, meaning as you're driving up, you don't see how beautiful it is until you're physically inside the park. So in getting there, it's about, how long did it take us to drive out there?
About an hour from the Las Vegas Strip.
Right. And from there, you don't really need, I don't think you would need any, like a high clearance vehicle or anything like that, right?
It's all paved the entire way, from start to finish.
There's good parking lots there at the trailheads, so you don't have to worry about doing any type of off-roading. You can have, and we saw a lot of rental vehicles there.
Yes.
So, on first entering the park, it is $15 for those outside of the Las Vegas area without a valid Nevada driver's license, and then for those of us that do have a Nevada driver's license, it's $10 to get in. So, they do have camping areas there, and it was busy, wasn't it?
It was full, completely full. Usually books out 2-3 months out.
And you can use the Nevada State Park app, right?
The Nevada Park website to
To
reserve a spot.
So as you enter from the west entrance, the first stop that you're going to want to make is to see the petroglyphs, and that's at Atlanta Rock. It's an easy trail. It's right off the parking lot. However, it is approximately about 83 stairs to go up to the top where the observation panel is, so that you can actually see the petroglyphs. They are actually very easy to see. You don't need to really comb through the rock to try to find them. They're very visible.
They stand out very well. They're very well painted petroglyphs. No, quite a sight to see.
Yeah, and the view from the top where the platform is very stunning. So with that, then of course you'll head on, and we would suggest going to the visitor center next and checking out all of the different exhibits there to learn a little bit more about the park history. They also have a decent store, I would say, compared to a lot of visitor centers. They had some food and snacks there, as well as different trinkets to buy. We of course had to purchase our park shirts. We are collectors of different park shirts. How would you rate the visitor center compared to a lot of the parks that you've been to?
It's a very nice visitor center. It has great exhibits with the animals in Valley of Fire. And it's not the biggest visitor center, but it gets the job done.
Yeah. Has good restrooms too for us ladies out there. We want a decent bathroom. There's actually 2 restrooms. There's 2, one of them is located in the visitor center itself, and then there's another one that was outside the visitor center. There are a lot of restrooms at the trailheads as well, but of course a good functioning restroom, 2 thumbs up on that side. So we also like the visitor center because it's kind of centrally located in the park, so it's a good place to kind of jump off from, to go to the 2 different sides of the park to do some things.
Perfect.
So upon leaving the visitor center, you're going to want to take the road north to
Rainbow Point Vista.
Exactly. And that's where you can get your perfect Instagram shot. We got to the park really early, which I would highly recommend because there isn't a long line and you kind of get unobstructed pictures. So as we were driving up, it was really slow, and Tyler called it. There were bighorn sheep actually there at Rainbow Vista, and all of their little babies. And you've seen bighorn sheep a lot doing.
Yeah, I've seen them in and out there, but I've never seen the babies known as the lambs there at Valley of Fire, so that's quite interesting.
They were really cute. They were super small compared to the bighorns, and we were able to get somewhat close, obviously not too close because you want to keep your distance from wild animals, but it was really cool getting to see them, and obviously not having a lot of people around, so they were able to just kind of chill and do their own thing there. So, so with that, we were able to obviously see them, and then we were able to take the small hike off the road from the parking area to get that perfect Instagram shot that you see everywhere for the Valley of Fire, which thankfully was a really, really easy little spot to get to.
Yeah.
And we didn't have to wait because we were one of the first people there.
Once finished at Rainbow Vista, continue to head north on the road to the Fire Wave Trailhead. This trail is about a 2-mile loop that leads you from one side of the road through the other side of the road and back up to the parking lot. It's a beautiful trail, probably the highlight trail for Valley of Fire.
It was gorgeous for pictures. There are 2 different parking areas up at the top of the trailhead. Both were very full when we did get there. And again, like I said, we were there pretty early in the morning, so as the day continues on, it will become busier. From there, you can hike down the trailhead and you can do just the Fire Wave Trail and then come back up. Or you can do the full loop, which includes the Seven Wonders?
Seven Wonders Loop.
Seven Wonders Loop. And that kind of takes you down into the bottom of a riverbed where you kind of follow that through. You'll cross over the main road and then head back up into one of the other parking lots. We kind of went a little bit different of a route because it had rained the week prior, and so that area was a little washed out and there were pools of water that we didn't want to walk through. So we did have to kind of go off trail a little bit and do a little bit of bouldering to get back up to the main trail to avoid those water little ponds that had pooled up. But it made for some really beautiful views along the way, but was a little bit more difficult and challenging. We did see a family along the way that was struggling a little bit.
Yes.
So just know that it can be a little bit more difficult if you continue on. The wave portion of the trail is definitely easier for families.
Then you'll continue to head north from the Fire Wave Trail to the White Dome Trailhead. The White Dome Trail is about a 1-mile trail. You do start on a high elevation and head down. You head to an old movie set. Then from there you continue back up through the loop through a slot canyon, back to the parking lot.
And again, this was kind of more of an easy trail to somewhat moderate because you do have to come down the elevation, so you have to watch your footing. Given that it's kind of a silty sand that's in the area on top of the rocks, it can get kind of slippery. So just be aware of that. There is limited parking up at the top of the trailhead. And so you'll just have to kind of, again, be aware. We again went earlier in the day, so we were able to find parking easily. Seeing the movie set was kind of cool. You don't get to see a lot of that old Western history very much anymore. And then there is a nice slot canyon on that trail, as Tyler mentioned, and it's not anything that you have to be worried about for like claustrophobia. It's still pretty wide set that you're not having to squeeze through any parts of it. All of the state park is dog friendly, and we did see dogs throughout the park. We did see a lot off leash, which, you know, can go either way. Thankfully, we had no issues with any of the dogs being off leash. We did not have our dog with us, so we didn't have to worry about anybody being off leash. But yeah, you can bring your dog on all these trails, and they seem to enjoy it just as much as we did. So.
Then keep in mind all trails, hiking trails in Valley of Fire, are closed from June 1st to October 1st.
It's because it gets really hot out here.
And from the White Dome Loop trailhead, you then head south down back to the visitor center.
I needed a restroom break at that point and wanted to use a normal facility. So again, great location for the visitor center because then we were able to continue on to the second half of the park.
So once you head east from the visitor center, along this way there's many spots to picnic and little things to see here and there. One of our favorites was the historic cabins built by the Civilian Conservation Corps. This organization was responsible for building most of the trails that we hike on today.
The cabins are very old, but still very structured.
Very structured and very well built.
Very well built. And looking out the window and you can see the view, it's gorgeous. I would definitely have wanted to stay there back in the day. Not right now, because definitely not modern. But that view is absolutely beautiful.
To leave the historic cabins, continue east towards Elephant Rock.
You'll have to tell us if you can actually see the elephant in Elephant Rock. I can, but
I do not see it.
Tyler struggles with it. So you'll have to tell us in the comments below if you can see the elephant in Elephant Rock.
It's a short hike to Elephant Rock, about 0.2 miles. Very easy trail.
It's a little bit of a looping trail back to the parking lot where you park, and it's right at the east entrance to the park. So we do recommend, if you have enough time and you feel like you've seen and completed the full park, to leave out through the east entrance and head towards the Lake Mead National Park Recreation area. There's a lot of additional trails back there and viewpoints. We stopped at one of the little oasis areas to have lunch, and then continued on back to Las Vegas. So you'll come in through Lake Las Vegas and then just follow that back into Las Vegas. So the whole park for Valley Fire for us took about half a day to hit the main trails that we wanted to hit.
Yeah, if that.
So very doable for a day trip. If you're here and staying on the strip, like we said, it's about an hour from the strip, and highly recommend. It's, again, just very pretty. Kind of reminds me of like Sedona and Red Rock area.
Yes.
So yeah, let us know if you go out there and hike it. Remember to like and subscribe if you liked our video and the information we provided today. If there's anything else that you'd like to know about Valley Fire, throw a comment below and we'll happily answer. And if there's anything you'd like to see that we didn't talk about in today's video in future videos, let us know.
Bye.